Hey guys, it's your boy Kaki. Welcome back for another episode of Trails in the Sky. So last time we did the final day of the tournament and we won. We beat Lawrence's special ops team. So now we've got to go back to the guild, I believe. We've got to go back to the guild, maybe. Or banquet at the castle, but we're going to go back to the guild because we need to report this really quickly. There we go. Right, so let's talk to him. I've already heard. Congratulations on your victory. Thanks, Alnan. Kurt tells me it was quite a sight to behold. I missed that part. I don't think we'd be able to take them in another fight, though. Not easily, at any rate. Some say victory is equal parts of effort and luck, but it seems that the two of you discovered some secret third influence. With each passing a day, one's skills are further honed. As time passes, you'll grow into that victory and realise you truly did earn it. You think so? Yay! I really like your pep talks. Well done in the arena, and good luck tonight in the victory banquet as well. Thanks, we'll need it. Right. So the last episode of this was quite long, and I'm just going to play through this one until, yeah. Just until, yeah. Right. Oh, we're getting to the castle already? Just to remind you, since we're going to be staying there after the party, we won't be able to leave until morning. Enter the Grand Cell Castle. I've already checked it there. Well, let's show the gatekeeper our invitations then. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Probably because we don't get invitations to big events like this very often. But yeah. I did that. Hey, this is the castle of Her Majesty the Queen. Unless you have official business, here, you need to Hey. Hi there. We'll say about the other day. Oh, it's you two. You're still staying in town? Yeah, we still have some business to take care of. We have a formal invitation, so by your leave, may we pass? A formal invitation? Received directly from His Grace. What? It's a giant! See? Right here, written invitation. Handed over invitation. Let's see. To Zin and his team, in appreciation for your performance in the competition, you are cordially invited to a dinner party. Oh, okay, you guys were in the martial arts competition. Right, and I heard the winning team was led by the huge Eastern guy. So is that you? Hehe, you got it. We would greatly appreciate your help. Makes sense. The head maid told us you'd be coming. You're missing someone. What happened to him? It's kind of impolite, I know, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to make it. We're the only ones coming. Ah, well, that's a pity. No matter, please go on in. Yeah, fuck you, Olivier. Now entering Zane and Company, victors of the martial arts competition. Open the gate. Wow. It's like a hacking gate, but there's something more impressive about it being a part of the castle. I'd bet it's more solid too, since it's the royal castle. That's part of why it's impregnable. Ever since the nation was established, no enemy has ever broken through the Annenberg Wall. The capital's been ravaged by wars numerous times as a result of mutinies and insurrections amongst the nobles. But even then, the castle held the rebel army at bay and protected the royal army and the refugees. Or so the stories say. Wow, that's pretty neat. Very much the sort of tale one would expect from a nation with such history. Now, welcome to Her Majesty's Grand Cell Castle. Go right on in. You'll be met by a welcoming party inside. Enjoy your evening. Oh, excuse me. Whoa. You can say that again. I've never seen anything like that compares to this place. It's not just pretty, it's got history. I can really feel the traditions and rules of the old kingdoms here. Welcome to Grand Cell Castle. You are Zin and his team, correct? Ugh, Captain Malfier. This isn't really unexpected, but even so. That's right, we come at the invitation of the good Duke. And, you are? Haha, pardon me. I am Captain Canona Malfier, of the Intelligence Division, head of Grand Cell Castle Defence. I'd like to extend my heartfelt congratulations for your championship victory. Watching the match was truly a spectacular experience. You're too kind, really. And may I say, I didn't know they made women as young and pretty as you into captains. You must do fine work. But you are the flatterer. But I'm not so young as your bracer friends, Estelle and Joshua Bright. It's been some time since the incident in Zace, hasn't it? Yeah, I guess it has. Quite some time. Unfortunately, the matter concerning Professor Russell is yet to be resolved. It appears that he and his granddaughter were abducted by a group of nefarious individuals. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? I'm afraid not. We left that case up to the full-fledged bracers and came to Grand Cell. We never even heard the follow-up report on it. I see, haha, that's truly a shame. Well, with the resources of the intelligence division, it's only a matter of time before the culprits are arrested. Have no fear on that score. What the hell's with her? Understood. We trust you to take care of the professor. Oh, absolutely. Now we must show you to your rooms. Shea, if you would please do the honours. Yes, ma'am. See to their needs, but do not bore them with any idle chatter. Do I make myself clear? Yes, ma'am. I understand. Haha, very good. Now, everyone, I hope you enjoy your evening. For my part, I must bid you farewell. Now that was one fine woman. I hate to say it, Zen, but your taste in women is crap. There's nothing fine about that fox-faced harpy. I think that might just be his favourite type of woman. Haha, I just tend to find that women like that turn out to be pretty good people once you peel back a few layers. So to speak, you're hopeless. Not that it matters, but you really do sound like a dirty old man sometimes. Oh my honour. I'll say about that. You were supposed to show us to our room, right? Yes, please allow me. Pardon my not saying before, but I am Shea, a maid here at the castle. I will be at your service this evening from the dinner party until the morning. If anything is not to your satisfaction, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you very much. Will you please show us to the room then? Certainly. It's on the second floor. Okay. Taking me for a walk around. Do 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 do. Just keep walking, do 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 do. Oh wow! Get a load of that chandelier, talk about classy. Hush, Estelle. What's that way? That's the throne room. Her Majesty used it to receive personal guests. It hasn't seen much use in the recent days though. I see. But is the Queen's condition really that bad? Isn't the birthday celebration coming up soon? Oh no. It's just that it's the head maid who tends to her in the royal keep of late. I shouldn't speak on subjects about which I am unfamiliar. Come then, shall we? I swear to God, every time I start recording I start getting sniffles. Very annoying. This is the room where you'll be staying. Please go on in. Okay. Pardon us? Holy Stragus. I never imagined we'd ever stay in a place like this. Nice! This will make a good story for later. I believe there is still some time before the party. You are free to explore the castle, but the security areas are off limits. I ask that you refrain from entering those areas. Can you be a little more specific? Most significantly, the royal keep where the Queen resides. It is a small palace of sorts built on a garden terrace on the roof. Garden terrace, that sounds nice. Aha, the terrace is where Her Majesty greets the people of Grand South during the birthday festivities. So you cannot go into the royal keep itself, but you can visit the garden terrace if you like. As for the other restricted areas, there's the royal guard room and also the treasury, I believe. The royal guard room. I guess they are still wanted for questioning about all the terrorist stuff. Yeah. The intelligence division is currently occupying it. Entrance is restricted, so please abide by the rules. Understood. By the way, what are the others who were invited doing? They've already arrived. I imagine they're relaxing in their respective rooms. Alright. So Mayor Klaus is here too. Oh yes, he arrived some time ago. Now if you'll excuse me, I'll be off. If you need anything else, please contact the first floor waiting room. Now then. Estelle and Joshua exchanged a look that went unnoticed by Zen. Hey Zen, we want to go and walk around the castle for a little bit. We'll be back in time for the party. Huh? It must be nice to be so young and worn out after the tournament. No problem, have fun. Me, I'm going to kick back and relax in this oh so luxurious room. We need to get as much done as we can before the party starts. First, Julia told us that we have to talk to the head maid Hilda. I'd like to say hello to the other invitees too. We'll likely know most of them. Anything up here? No. Nothing. Nothingness. Oh, there you go. Ah, Joshua Estelle, you made it. It's been quite a while. Dean Collins, you were invited to the banquet as well, sir. I just arrived today via airship from Ruin. The little Moriorial birdie told me you two won the tournament. Jill and everyone else will be so happy to hear it. Thank you. I had no idea we'd be seeing you here, Dean Collins. Dean Collins is a member of the Royal Assembly and a man of the great respect and goodwill. It's only fitting to be given a seat at this banquet. A man of great respect, he says. You flatter me, Mayor. What's the Royal Assembly? It's a meeting held once per year to address matters affecting the kingdom. The Queen, mayors of every city and other representatives all come together to try solving various problems of state. Wow, sounds big. So all of those guys have been invited here too tonight? No, I'd say only about half. Her Majesty is still ill and General Morgan is away on official military business. And Mayor Dolmore of Ruin was arrested in that nasty affair. And Professor Russell, he is a bit too entrenched in too many unknowns right now. We don't know how true all this talk is of the Royal Guardsmen being involved in some underground terrorist organisation. It's harder the time to be holding a feast at all, if you ask me. Well, we can use this chance to see where Duke Dunnan stands on all of these issues. We need his permission to have an audience with Her Majesty regardless. Yes, that's the biggest issue here without a doubt. Barring us from seeing Her Majesty is the height of idiocy and mismanagement. I would like to pay my respects to Princess Claudia as well, but it's the same story. Princess Claudia is the Queen's granddaughter, right? Does she live here in the castle? No. It's my understanding her actual residence is elsewhere, but I'm told she's come to the capital as of a few days ago. She's here then? I'd really love to meet her. I'm sure you'll have a chance. Okay. Who's in this one? No one. Who's in this one? Oh, it's May Bell. May Bell. And Leela. Joshua Estelle. Ah, here at last. I kept wondering when you'd get here. I was practically counting the seconds. So you were invited here too, Mayor. Hey, wait, you were waiting for us? How did you know we were coming? I heard from Mayor Klaus. I heard about a pair of children who entered the tournament, won its championship, and were invited to the grand royal banquet in the castle. If I'd known, I would have cancelled my appointments and come to cheer you on. Begging your pardon, ma'am. But that would have been quite impossible given the circumstances. Yes, I'm aware. I'm trying to be polite. Haha, don't worry. I know how busy you must be. I'm sure the Queen has no time to waste at a banquet with everything else going on. What is Duke Dunnan thinking? The captain was so stubborn about inviting me too. I had no real choice but to accept. Do you mean Captain Amalthea? Yes, that's her. Her words were polite enough, but she gave me an evil eye while she spoke them. I dared not refuse her request. I haven't heard from General Morgan in quite some time. Wait, does that mean you haven't heard any word from Hacken Gate? The General is unavailable. It's the longest message I've been able to wring from them. It would seem he's busy with some of these anti-terrorist countermeasures or what have you. I had hoped he'd be in attendance at this banquet tonight, but I guess he couldn't pull himself away. What do you think about all this, Mayor? Putting mayors from every city in the same place at a time like this? Well, if the Queen were to be in attendance, I would expect some announcement of no small importance. But as it is, this feels like Duke has too much time on his greasy, chubby hands. He's letting his position of royal proxy go to his head. That sounds about right. But there might still be some kind of official announcement, don't you think? Well, whatever may come of the night, the Grand Chef here is the best in all the kingdom. I plan to enjoy the dinner, pay my respects to Her Majesty, and return to Bose post-haste. Okay. Fair. Hey, so can't go there. Anyone in here? Nope. So you got a professor there. That's the last one. Okay. Estelle, Joshua. Mr. Murdoch, I thought you might be here. With mayoral class individuals on the guest list, we had a feeling you might also be in attendance. I must say I never expected you two to win a tournament championship and end up hobnobbing in the Grand South Castle. Cashier's kids to the bone, you are. It took more than our upbringing to get here. Lots of people helped along the way. So it's been a few days. Have there been any developments? Well, right before you left for capital, Captain Murphy from the Intelligence Division came knocking. She forced me to come to this banquet, but I kept my mouth shut about Leyston Fortress. Professor Russell and company are still on the run. 2. Army hasn't found them yet. But the longer we keep this up, the less chance they have. It's really only a matter of time. I asked Captain Murphy if I could see Her Majesty and wish her well, but no luck, I was flat out refused. So in other words, we definitely aren't going to be able to do this the easy way. You sure aren't? But don't you worry, because we've totally got that covered. We will get the Professor's message to Her Majesty one way or another. Okay. Oh god, Olivia will be in here, won't he? Okay. No worries then, we'll go upstairs. There we go. Oh wow, check that out. This must be the castle's garden terrace. I'd say so, you can see the whole lake from here and it overlooks the town too. Must be great for reconnaissance. As nice as this is, we really don't have time to stop and enjoy it. We've got a job to do. Let's check over here. Nothing over here. I'm having a look for treasure chests, yeah. There's none. That's a shame. Oh, this must be the royal keep. Who are you? Hey, you two. We're here as guests of the Duke. This is where Her Majesty lives, right? Of course it is. But for the last few days, she hasn't been feeling so well. She's not seen anyone right now. Oh, you got it all wrong. We weren't even thinking of that. Just thought it would be amazing if she were to even take notice of us. Does Princess Claudia sleep here as well? No, it's just... Hey. The Princess is focused on looking after Her Majesty. Neither of them has time to deal with the likes of you. Might I inquire as to what's going on here? Madam, we didn't know you were back already. The dinner party will be starting soon, so I will be returning to the maid quarters. And who are our guests? They're from the team that won the martial arts competition. It's only because of that victory someone of a Bracer's social standing would ever be invited here. A Bracer's social standing? Such discourtesy! You would insult those who were personally invited to the royal castle? No, that's not what I... Those invited by the Duke should be treated with all respect due to those invited by Her Majesty. I sincerely hope you have not forgotten that. Understood. Wow, she's intense. I wonder who she is. But madam, we can't just allow them to pass. Sure, you understand the reasons that the Colonel laid out. Yes, and I'm quite tired of hearing them repeated to me. I'm terribly sorry, sir, madam. Security has been heightened, and as such, the royal keep and its surroundings are off limits. If I may ask, would you mind waiting in your room until the dinner party starts? Aha, alright. That's fine, we'll do as you ask. I apologise, we weren't trying to cause you any trouble. Fine then, just don't let it happen again. Safe return to you. I apologise that you were subjected to such dreadful behaviour. My name is Hilda. I'm the head maid of Grand South Castle and I oversee all of the housekeeping duties. Aha! We had a feeling. Forgive my rudeness, but are we previously acquainted? Well, someone told us about you. I need Julia's letter to Hilda. I know this handwriting, you see. We also have our bracer emblems and identification with us. I see. Please come with me to the maid's sitting room. We can discuss the matter further once we are there. I understand. You need to deliver Professor Russell's message to Her Majesty, correct? Right. If now's not a good time, we can at least try later, but... No, it's not an issue. But those special ops men have had the royal keep under constant surveillance for some time now. Only the Duke, the Colonel, and hired attendants such as myself are allowed in. which means that our private audience is probably a no-go. What do you think, Estelle? We could ask Hilda to relay the Professor's message to Her Majesty. No, I'd really rather speak to her face to face. There are just too many particulars we don't know that we really need to discuss directly. Like what Duke Dylan and Colonel Richard are after. Estelle and Joshua, I have a bit of an idea. Can I get you to return here once the dinner party is over? Why? Have you thought of a way for us to see Her Majesty? I believe I have. It'd be difficult, but I think it's worth a try. We're going to need some time to get ready, so can you come back after the dinner party? Awesome. Understood, we'll be back then. Are we waiting? Food prep is done, so I think we'll begin serving shortly. For now, it's probably best if you wait in your room. We are this one. Hey guys, talk about being late. The party's about to start, you know. Sorry, we got so caught up in sightseeing that we lost track of time. Plus, we also talked to all the mayors. Huh? Oh, aren't we all connected? Well connected, sorry. We're close friends with the mayor of Rowan, plus we've met the other mayors in the course of our travels. Ah, I see. Guess your work as bracers has caused you to meet quite a few big shots. You two sure get around up for junior bracers. Yeah, you might say that. Have you done any bracer assignments since we came to Grand Cell? I guess it's not all that different in other countries, right? Right, for the full-fledged bracer, nationality isn't an issue when it comes to your work. The prelim fights and legal procedures at the embassy kept me too busy to get any actual work done now. Well hey, there are 4 other bracers on duty too, which isn't so bad. Normally that would be enough to handle most cases, I'd imagine. But with all them concentrated in Grand Cell, that must make it tough to handle any case in other regions. Hahaha, yeah, it could be. Ugh, I feel like a goose just walked over my grave. I wonder what's going on with Shara back in Rowan. Now that name rings a bell. You wouldn't happen to be talking about Sherazade, would you? You know her? She's our mentor and she's been a close friend for ages. Ah, okay, makes sense. I met her a long time ago when a case brought her to Kelvard. She was fortunate to have a good master working with her from such a young age. Her master? Yeah, probably Dad. Please pardon me, the table for the dinner party has been set. May I show you the way? Sure, I was getting bored waiting anyhow. Alright, want to go and eat, fancy? Sure, that fight left me starving. Let's go dig in. Come on, you two. It would be nice if you two didn't completely forget your table manners for once. But food. This is a dinner party, right? What's with all the empty plates? Plenty of knives and forks though. That's because it's a formal dinner. Everything comes out in a specific order, starting with horse, what? Then you use the knives and forks from the outside in. And that's all part of having good table manners. And here comes the anxiety attack. It's really not so bad. It does mean that you get to have some of the finest food available. Manners and etiquette are secondary. Indeed, indeed. I'm told that you're acquainted with everyone who'll be attending. You need to get stressed out. Yeah, I guess that's true. Please don't encourage her. Oh, on that note, is the gentleman accompanying you going to be okay with a knife and fork? I'm told that folks from the east usually eat with chopsticks. You've done your research. However, I'm a firm believer in the when in Liberal, do as the Liberians do policy. I'm not especially skilled with them, but I will use a knife and fork. My, how elegantly handled. I'm impressed you're as much a gentleman as you are a martial arts champion. Hahaha, you flatter me. Boy, he really is a complete sucker for a pretty face. I think he's more being polite than a wreck, though. Anyway, His Grace is really late. I wonder what he's up to. Indeed. So if that seat at the head of the table is for the Duke, then who might the other one be? Colonel Richard. Indeed, perhaps it is intended for Princess Claudia. Your attention, ladies and gentlemen. My humblest apologies for the long delay. Presenting His Grace the Duke, Colonel Richard. Well then, I must apologise for making you wait so. I'm afraid that I was in a meeting from which I simply could not break away. This gentleman is Colonel Richard, Commanding Officer of the Royal Intelligence Division. I've invited him here to thank him for his tireless efforts in helping to deal with the terrorist situation. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I was quite gratified by invited to this occasion by our Honourable Duke. I ask that you pardon my uncouth soldier's uniform and allow me to sit with you. You've got to be kidding me. We're having dinner with him. I suspected this might happen, but it's still unnerving. Ahaha, excellent, excellent. What say you, Mabel? What do you think of Grand Cells Castle Master Chef? Is his cooking not on par with that found in Bose Antero's restaurant? Yes, it's quite remarkable. The wine selection also perfectly complements the meal. I almost want to try hiring him away. Ahaha, you are not the first to say such things. What have you said? Is the food to your liking? Oh, it's excellent. I don't have the words to describe the sense of refinement and depth. I certainly believe I could develop a real taste for Liberian cuisine now. Good, I'm glad to hear it. And you young bracers? I imagine you've never experienced such fine food in your life before. It's extremely delicious. Far more worthy of being associated with the royal family than the person who invited us. Haha, indeed it is a genuine treat. It's certainly delicious food. We couldn't miss a chance to attend so prestigious an event as this. Thank you very much for your gracious invite. Haha, very kind of you to say so. I do finally remember what my butler has been telling me about. We met before during the ruin incident. Perhaps our fates are linked in some bizarre fashion. Yes sir, maybe so. So he'd forgotten all about us until this butler reminded him. Come on, let us put social classes and ranks aside for the evening. Food is abundant and the wine flows freely, so enjoy to your heart's content. Your Grace, if we could, I'd like to do as we discussed first. Excuse me. Yes, that's a fine idea. Actually, I have something important to say to you fine folk who represent the kingdom. I use this celebration as a place to make an important announcement. An announcement? And what might that be? I believe I will allow Colonel Richard to explain in detail. Thank you. As you are no doubt already aware, Her Majesty has been in poor health of late. However, she has been recovering and may grace us with a public appearance soon. That's excellent news. Could we possibly go and check in on her? Unfortunately, she does not consider that to be a wise decision at this time. Within a few days, it seems likely that the terrorist plaguing the kingdom will be swept away. In light of that, the Queen's birthday celebrations will be held as originally planned. Well, the citizens will surely be happy to hear this news, and they have been looking forward to it. But surely that is not all you wish to tell us. Right, if that were all, you could have just sent along a message. Haha, indeed you are correct. Her Majesty is continuing to recover, as well as previously stated. However, given the gravity of her condition, she has also issued a proclamation. Due to her tenuous health, she has stated that she wishes to abdicate the throne and turn over royal authority to her nephew, Duke Dunan. Well, what? Is this true? Joshua, this is... Yeah, the conspiracy finally makes its appearance. I was surprised when Her Majesty first broached the subject as well, but her illness has left her quite frail. But it is only natural. She has ruled the kingdom for 40 years, leading it through times of strife and war, all without a husband, might I add. Given that, I wish to relieve her of the stress of her duties following the festival's successive conclusion. As the heir to the throne, the decisions are mine to make. How terrible is Her Majesty's condition? Truly that severe? I'm ashamed that I've never noticed any signs in any of my annual visits. Isn't this far too serious a matter to discuss at what is supposedly a casual dinner? Pardon my rudeness, but this all seems to stretch credulity. What? Mabel, you're saying that you cannot take His Grace at his word? No, nothing of the sort. I simply mean that as an elected official, I don't understand why the successor to the throne can't be elected in the same fashion. That's true. If possible, I'd like to hear this directly from Her Majesty. Your unease is quite understandable, but we do ask that you try to maintain your composure and allow us to continue. As mentioned earlier, I believe Her Majesty will give a formal announcement herself during the festival. Could you be persuaded to shelve your doubts until then? Well, the issue is basically this. Once this becomes common knowledge, we cannot know how the citizens will react. This is why we're telling the leaders first to help stave off any chaos or public disorder before it happens. This was also the decision of His Grace. Well, yes, this is true. Also, the Queen's abdication of the throne will have international repercussions. The other nations on the continent will have their eyes on us, and we must be watchful any action on the part of the Erebonians. Surely you can see why it is necessary to show unified support for the new king. This is the world in which we are going to be living. He makes it all sound so rational. Yeah, he's quite a master manipulator. In other words, the official decree will be given during the birthday celebrations, but you thought it would be best to inform us first so that we can be prepared for any issues that may arise, correct? I'm glad to see that we have an understanding. If this is all comes to pass, we're going to find ourselves quite busy. Yes, and we will have to announce it to the citizens. I have a question. I believe that the Duke has a fair claim to the throne. However, is there not another who also has the same right of succession? Well, no doubt you're referring to Her Majesty's granddaughter, Princess Claudia. It is true that she and His Grace have the equal claim to the throne, but it would appear that Her Majesty did not choose her due to her tender age. And I must say, I agree with her wisdom in this matter. I should hardly like to impose such a responsibility upon a girl so young. Yes, absolutely. For the time being, I believe it would be best for Claudia to find a fine marriage prospect. Though it is strictly informal, there is already interest from the royal families of a number of other nations. Perhaps a royal wedding could take place as soon as this year. Oh my. I understand. If that happens, then we'll have two major events to celebrate. I honestly think that she's a bit young for marriage. Excuse me, may I ask a question? Zen? I don't mind, speak freely. Sorry to seem rude, but this doesn't sound like the kind of conversation you'd want outsiders hearing, particularly a foreigner. So how come you're making this announcement now? That is solely because of this... I'm not pronouncing that word. Serendipitous turn of events that allowed Braces to win the championship. We had wanted to inform the guild of this in advance as well. I've already discussed the idea of the Majesty. Gotcha. I guess Lobel's military and Braces are on just as good terms as the stories say. Aha, that's because we lack the military strength of the Empire or the Republic. The harsh reality is that keeping close relations with each other is a must. In any event, do you now understand our intentions? Yeah, alright. We'll pass on what we've learned here to the guild then. Wait, man. I've had some pretty unbelievable conversation in my time, but that was something else. I mean, I'm a foreigner after all, so it's not that big of a deal for me. I bet that was huge news for you guys though. Of course it was. I can't believe things have gone this far already. Huh? Never mind. But really, what a shame. That food was so amazing it practically melted in my mouth. Couldn't tell what the last flavour was though. Understandable enough. But anyway, did you want to go for a walk to work off some of the rich food and stuff? Huh? Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I could go for a little bit of a fresh air. You just played tourist a little while ago and now you want to take her after dinner walk? I sure didn't get it. Must be a local thing. Haha, I think you're exaggerating a little bit. You haven't gone out to take in the sights? There's a lot of historic architecture around here, you know. If the mood hits me, I may still give it a shot. On the other hand, the kitchen may still have some food left over. You gotta be kidding me, you're still hungry? If you had a blade to my throat, my dying wish would be for some liquor and a snack. I might go and hunt up a bar or something in a little bit. Nice. He is just a big pisshead, isn't he? Things have gotten serious. We really have to find a way to get into Her Majesty. First things first, we go talk to Head Maid Hilda like we promised. She probably knows a way for us to speak directly to the Queen. Fine by me. Oh, it's you. What? Colonel Richard. Haha, Estelle and Joshua. This is our first opportunity to speak face to face, I believe. The last time we saw one another was right after May Delmore was arrested, right? I'm honestly surprised that you remember us. I realised that we exchanged a few words, but you made quite an impression on me. My curiosity was piqued, so I did a bit of checking up on you. I was quite surprised to learn that you were the children of Colonel Cassius. How did you find that out? Please understand, I'm not trying to show off the Intelligence Division's capabilities. I'm greatly indebted to him from our time together in the army. Indeed, more than words can probably express. Might I persuade you to stay a while and talk? I've been hoping to speak with you two for quite some time now. Huh? Pardon me, Colonel, but don't you have a meeting with His Grace? I don't mind being a bit late. Yes. If we're going to talk, why don't we use the lounge inside? I'll mix you up a couple of virgin cocktails. I'll prepare them, sir. No, that won't be necessary. I want you to go to His Grace and inform him that I'll be late. Yes, sir. Pardon me then. Now then, shall we retire to the lounge? Please follow me. Joshua, what should we do? I don't see where we have much choice but to follow him. We'll be a little late, but we can talk to the handmaid later. Oh dear. I met Cassius shortly after I graduated from the military academy. I was assigned to a mobile unit that was under his command. And since that time, I have found myself in his debt again and again, both personally and professionally. He did? And what did you think of him at that time? To put it simply, he was a hero, and a master swordsman to boot. No matter the scenario, he could find a way to handle any number of battlefronts in every direction. It wasn't just a matter of sheer tactics, he understood and could direct higher level strategy as well. Quite simply, he was a man without peer. If I didn't know better, I'd say we were talking about two totally different people. So you were with our father during the 100 Days War? Yes, he was my CEO. Even now, I can still vividly remember the excitement that filled me as we executed his plan that turned the war's tide. Anytime I get to talking about those days, time just runs away with me. But this much I can tell you. If Cassius had been part of the Royal Army, Lobil would now be a part of the Erebanian Empire. Oh, had not been a part of the Royal Army. Lobil would now be a part of the Erebanian Empire. No way. That's kind of hard to believe. Well, as a hero, he had a knack for doing unbelievable things. He left the army immediately after the war, declining even a medal from the Queen, so few of his achievements. But inside the army, many soldiers still hold him up as a prime example of what a hero should be. He never said one word about any of this to me. Well, it's not really the kind of thing you tell your daughter about. It's not fair to criticise him for that. Hey, whose side are you on? And besides, why doesn't any of this still shock you like it shocks me? Did you already know about all this or something? Well, I didn't know that he was a Colonel Richard's superior officer. The rest I knew about vaguely. Vaguely? You're an accomplice. Hey, calm down. It's not like he told me any of it, I just figured a lot of it out. He told me he didn't feel it was something worth going on out of his way to tell others about. Grr, I just don't get it. When he comes back, he is in so much trouble. Haha. Please excuse us, we didn't mean to interrupt. No, seeing you like this is actually a bit of a relief. When I found out that your father was intending to leave the military, I desperately tried to stop him. But it seems that by leaving, he did what was best for himself after all. After losing his dear wife, maybe being with you was all that could help him recover. Colonel Richard. Now then, I thank you for your taking time to come here. I really can't keep the Duke waiting, so I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me. Oh, alright. I apologize for making you so late. Not at all. You both have told me one thing I wanted to know most, and thus I have no regrets. Huh? What? How's that again? I'm sure we'll have a chance to speak again soon. Cassius might even be with us then to share in the stories. Oh. Okay. Who was that man, and what has he done with Colonel Richard? What are you blabbing on about? It's just that it's weird to hear him talking about Dad that way. I wasn't expecting him to be so, well, nice. True, he doesn't seem all that villainous anyway. Even so, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that he's got something up his sleeve. For now, we should probably put the issue of Dad aside. Yeah, I guess you're right. And I hate to say it, but I think that might have been playing nice just because he could get something out of it. He's an intelligent officer, so he probably thinks that fooling a couple of kids is as easy as could be. Don't you think that's going a little too far? You might be right. Let me be the one who is mistrustful in others. You should just follow your instincts and believe whatever you think is right. Huh? But just make sure you're prepared for anything. Don't let your guard down. I'd say Brace's job is to pretty much that, in fact. Okay, I got it. I'll keep it in mind. Thank you, Estelle. Thank you? What the heck are you thanking me for? Anyway, we need to go back and see Hilda. She's probably sick of waiting for us. Yeah, she should be in the maid quarters. If there's one thing that this game does to me, it puts me out of breath with all the talking I do. I probably don't need to do the talking or narrating it, but I feel like I need to. You guys can always let me know if you don't want me to, but yeah, wrong one. Ah, there you are. I've been waiting for you. You're really awfully late, aren't you? Sorry about that. We kind of got caught by Colonel Richard. Did you know? He had some things to tell us about our dad. I don't think he has any idea what we're up to, though. I see. Ah, yes, that letter of introduction did mention that you were Mr. Cassius's children. I can understand at least some of how Colonel Richard feels. Oh, do you know our dad too? He used to come here when he worked as General Morgan's aide-de-camp. I'm told that he was a school friend of the late Prince's, Her Majesty's son. Late Prince? Princess Claudia's father. Yes, he was killed 15 years ago in a tragic shipwreck. Would that he were still alive today, none of this would be happening. Huh? But lamenting that might have been is a fool's errand. Evening is fast approaching. We must make our preparations at once. Come on in, Shea. Oh, well, hey, aren't you Shea, right? Yes, thank you for remembering you. Well, Stella Joshua. I've been told of your current predicament. You won't find any more dependable child. She's a great help to us whenever the princess is in the castle. Princess Claudia. That shouldn't pose a problem. Thank you. If you're ready, you should go change into your uniforms. The ribbons and the headpiece are tricky, so I'll adjust them for you. What? What do you mean? Estella is going to need to dress as one of the maids in order to get into the royal keep. A little playing with her hair and you'll be blended right in. Oh, I get it. Uniforms don't allow for much in the way of personalisation. That should be ideal for sneaking in. Huh? Me in a maid's outfit? I've been waiting to try one on since we first met Wahila. Cute, breezy, easy to move in. Haha, well, if our uniforms weren't easy to move in, it didn't make the queenie much more difficult. I thought so. Well, let's get this sucker on me. Why so excited? I'm glad you're in a high spirits, but you need to remember your manners in front of the queen. You won't have me to lean on this time. Why not? You're changing too, aren't you? Pardon? I mean, he did play the princess during the play of the campus festival. Is there really not that much of a difference between the fancy dress and a maid outfit? That's different. It was a play. I can't appear before Her Majesty in a woman's clothes. You'll be fine. It's not all that shameful or anything. Besides, you made such a gorgeous princess. Not this again. Cut the jokes, will you? Hilda, Shea, help me out here. Say something. Anyone? I see. That shouldn't pose a problem. Shea, didn't you have that extra hairpiece designed for the princess? Yes. It's never been used though. He has that full dark hair, so it would probably look good on him. Hey, hold on a second. Well, it looks like it's 3-1. Vote. Majority rules. This way, please. We can use this as changing room. Wait a minute. I don't remember ever agreeing to changing. Alright. If I have to change, I can do it myself. Shea, you're not planning on using makeup too, are you? It's these days. Oh my. Ta-da! Hehe, what do you think? Hehe, I think it suits her very well. Such a bright, active maid in training. And after only just coming to the castle too, you certainly have me convinced. And with the hair down like that, no one will be any the wiser. Perhaps you'll like to work for at Granzo Castle for real when this is all settled. Well, we already work as bases at her. Anyway, come on Joshua, get out of here. Sigh, no chance I can talk you out of this. Not at all. You're just going to make this take longer. Fine, you're impossible sometimes. Wow, it's almost frightening how good that looks. Isn't it awesome? It looks better on him than it does on me, and I'm an actual girl. A bit of makeup can make all the difference in the world. Please, just say you're done. Well, I suppose so. I'll show you the way to the royal keep. You need to make certain you watch me and learn how a maid handles herself. Yes, ma'am. We're finally going to meet the queen in person. Yes, this is a do or die moment. We'll just have to stay focused and get to the royal keep. It's hard to take you seriously in that outfit. Well, excuse me, this was your idea. I can't believe you've got the nerve to pick on. Sorry, don't get all mad. I'll treat you to some ice cream later, okay? I'm not like you. I'm not obsessed with food. Hey, I'm not obsessed with food. Haha, they get along so well, don't they? We're out of time. Let's just go to royal keep. I do love how they give each other shit so much. It's brilliant. Oh well. Press the wrong button. Hold it. What business do you have with Her Majesty at this hour? I'm bringing some tea and spoons at her request. The current situation means that Her Majesty is denied the right to even go about her daily life as she wishes after all. Such harsh words. Who are those maids with you? I didn't recognise them. His Grace ordered me to hire on some additional staff to help. They've only just arrived at the castle today. Really now? Hey, you're pretty cute. Thank you. Huh? Why do I get the feeling we've met before? Crap. Do you stare so hard at every young lady you see? I do hope you're not thinking on any untoward thoughts. I'd rather think that His Grace and the Colonel would disapprove. Hey, it's not like that. We're the elite of the Royal Army. We wouldn't do that. All's well then. Now, will you please allow us to pass? Pardon us, ladies. Please go on ahead. Phew, that was intense. Thanks, Hilda, you're a real lifesaver. Yeah, that was really well done. Haha, I'm just glad I could help. Now then, are you planning to change your clothes before getting to your majesty? If you'd prefer, I can just show you the way now. I think I'm okay as is. Boy clothes, now! Oh, for the love of... Why are you all so self-conscious? What was wrong with that you had on? It's not an issue of self-consciousness. By the way, Hilda, is this room what I think it is? Yes, it's Princess Claudia's bedroom, but she rarely sleeps in the castle, so the room is all but unused. No kidding. But I heard that the princess was tending to the queen. I guess that's just some gossip then. You'd have to ask Her Majesty for the full details. Her room is on the second floor in the royal keep. I'll take you there. All this open space for fuck all. I beg your pardon, Your Majesty. I've brought the two I spoke of before. This is Joshua and Estelle. Thank you kindly. By all means, enter, as you wish. I'll wait for you here. You two go on in. Right. Pardon us? Oh. Hehe. I bid you welcome. My name is Alicia von Ulslitz. I probably butchered that. I'm the 26th monarch of the nation of Liberl. I'm Estelle Bright. I'm junior bracer of the Bracer Guild, and I'm Joshua Bright of the same affiliation. It is a great honour to meet you, Your Majesty. Estelle and Joshua. I've truly been looking forward to meeting you both. I've regret that I cannot offer you proper hospitality, but I have prepared some tea. Please have some and relax. I see, so Professor Russell asked you to bring this information. A pitch-black ornament capable of negating all other orbital energies. And you say that the Colonel has acquired it. The Professor told us that you might have some idea of what he intends to do with it, Your Majesty. Can you tell us anything? I have but a vague idea, but I did not think that the Colonel even knew of it. Perhaps I am worrying about nothing, but even so. Excuse me, but what is this vague idea you have? I suppose there's no harm in telling you. Roughly 10 years ago, a massive orbital reaction was detected beneath Grand Cell. Professor Russell was the individual who came to investigate. Did this happen in the vicinity of the sewers? No, far deeper underground than that, in fact. Professor Russell was under the impression that it might be a relic of the ancients and that still functioned. Wow. So it was a bona fide artifact then. Most of the artifacts I know of have lost their functions, like the mechanisms on top of the towers. But even now and again you find one that still functions, like the May Delmore's family heirloom. And something like that is beneath Grand Cell. So what does that tell us about the gospel? Maybe it could be used to halt artifacts' functions. Could it do that? Yes. However, we were unable to establish the nature of the artifact, or intend why it was buried beneath the city, but it's beyond my imaginings how the Colonel could know of its existence. Professor Russell's research on it was kept strictly confidential and off his record, I see. In any event, it seems likely that trouble is on the way. Honestly, just as I start to think maybe the Colonel might be a slightly nicer guy than we were giving him credit for. But when someone's trying to stir up some trouble, that's when us bracers come in. We won't let him get away with whatever evil scheme he's trying to pull off. Haha, I'd expect no less from Cassius's daughter. You've acquainted with our father, Your Majesty. He was a friend of my late son's, and a great saviour to the nation. Even after he retired from the army, he would sometimes undertake requests from me. Really? I didn't know that. I imagine that there are a great many things about him that you do not know, including the precise role he played in the war 10 years ago. I assume you have not been told? Well, nothing super detailed. Perhaps then that is the role that I am meant to play. Estelle and Joshua, will you indulge me by listening to an old story? Oh yes, absolutely. It is no indulgence, Your Majesty. 10 years ago in the spring, a tragedy occurred in the southern reaches of the Erebonian Empire. Its cause is yet unknown, so that it's something I must admit. The Empire used that event as a pretext for their invasion of Lobel. So began the sad times that would become known as the 100 Days War. Just as the Empire made its declaration of war, a massive military force breached the Haken Gate. In what seemed like a scant moments, all of Lobel became occupied territory save for Grancel. It is said that the invasion force was 3 times the size of the entire Royal Army. The reinforcements from Calvard were too late to stop their advance. It was but a matter of time before Grancel too would fall. But 2 months after the outbreak of the hostilities, the war changed in a way that none could have imagined. Patrol airships that had just been developed and were used to recapture Lobel's checkpoints, severing the Imperial Army's communications. The Royal Army then set about recapturing the major regions one by one, using ships launched from Leyston Fortress. Zeiss, Rouen, Beauce, Rouen, with their supply lines severed, the Erebonian forces occupying each region was swiftly crushed. And the one behind this plan was the counteroffensive was none other than Colonel Cassius Bright. It was your father, who was General Morgan's right-hand man at the time, as well as Colonel Richard's superior. Afterward, with the intercession of the Brace Guild and the Septian Church, the war was brought to an end. But it was at this time that Cassius lost what he treasured most in all of the world. Lena, your mother, Estelle. The clock tower was destroyed in the Imperial Army's vain attempts to hold back the counter-offensive. What followed, I'm sure you know. Cassius was not even able to be by his wife's side in her final moments. No, I had no idea, and he believed that the military operation that he himself had planned effectively caused her death. Blaming himself, he left the military and took up the path of the Bracer, all to stay with the only one he had left, you. And this time, he swore he would be able to protect those he loved. Dad, that idiot. It wasn't his fault that Mum died. How could he even think that? Estelle. Yes, you are correct. Given that all he had lost was in service to his country, the responsibility falls upon me. And so I am sorry, Estelle. I failed to protect your mother. I have wished to apologise to you for so long. But you don't need to apologise. You've protected the peace of this country ever since the war ended. The peace that Dad and all the other soldiers who defended Lobel in the war fought so hard to protect. And the peace that Mum gave her life for, so I could live in it. You have nothing to be sorry for. Estelle, you have a kind heart and I am grateful. It gladdens my heart to have finally met you in person. Now more than ever, Your Majesty. However, that's why I do not wish to put yourself in danger. I would like for you to remove yourself from any dealings with this matter. What? But Julia, Lieutenant Swartz asked us to help you. I thank you. I am grateful for your willingness to do so. But if some tragedy were to befall you, Cassius' absence, I know of no apology that could ever suffice. I ask only that you go back to your home in Roland and wait for your father to return. But, if I may, Your Majesty, the peace that Dad restored and that you protect, though it has held firm, now trembles like a leaf in the breeze. Joshua, if the Colonel is able to use the gospel for whatever purpose he intends, and if he succeeds in making the Duke the new King of Lobel, then what will become of that peace? I ask only that you consider that. Your Majesty? Right when we become junior bracers, he inherited a whole lot of work from Dad. After the Sky Bandit incident, we got that better letter and the package. We've been running all around creation ever since. It feels like our Dad's been nudging us in the back this whole time. That's why I want to defend the peace. So that everyone we've met and everyone we care about, we can go on living secure and happy lives. Just like you, and just like Mum and Dad. I'm doing this because it's what I believe is right, and I really want to see it through. Estelle. It seems she was right about you, huh? I am, too. I am ready. I would like for you two to carry on my request to the Bracer Guild. Your Majesty, my liege, we will do whatever you ask. My request is for the Bracer Guild to rescue those being held captive by the Intelligence Division. Amongst them is my granddaughter, Claudia. Ah, so the princess is being held captive somewhere. Yes. This coup d'etat started when I backed her as the successor to the throne. In other words, Duke Dunham was out of the running. Yes, though he is my nephew, he is possessed for a considerable number of character flaws. In brief, where he is lacking, my granddaughter shines. And for the sake of this nation, future, I would have my granddaughter succeed me. Well, I didn't actually know her, but I personally lean toward the idea that your judgment should really be trusted here. No matter the era, there will always be those who object strongly to a woman wielding political power. Not to mention the memory of the invasion by a larger power is still relatively fresh. Some of them will perceive a succession of 2 consecutive queens to be a sign of weakness. It is hardly surprising that such a notion has taken root in the minds of some. Some including Colonel Richard, I presume. Quite right. Claudia's pending succession is to the throne caught him quite unawares. That, along with passing of this information to the Duke, is what led to this coup. This was all staged so that Labille would become a strong military power with the Colonel ruling from the shadows. I see. That finally lets us see the whole picture. So if Labille became a militarised country, what would happen then? A great many things. Taxes would be levied to fill the war chest. Orbital weaponry would be developed with the expressed intent of causing havoc on a massive scale. A wide-ranging policy of conscription would be adopted, and no doubt contracting Jaeger Corps would be made legal, which is not the case at present. Oh no. Indeed, the Colonel has made very adamant request that I enact such policies. I thought that such proposals were born out of genuine love for this country, but I have never agreed that they were the right course of action to take. The Royal Army is not at all that protects this land. We have worked hard to maintain treaties with other countries. Defending a nation goes hand in hand with free cultural exchange and trade with other nations to the benefit of all. I feel the same way, Your Majesty. Yes, makes sense to me. The Colonel, however, finds such notions to be womanly and foolishly idealistic, and so he demanded that I abdicate the throne in exchange for Claudia's safe return. Many people have had family members taken to ensure that they would not dare to oppose the Colonel, but I am the Queen. I will not allow all that I love about my country to be destroyed simply because of blood ties. Still, she is my own granddaughter. I cannot simply allow her to die. Your Majesty, please try to relax. We hear and comply with your request. We will see to it that the princess is rescued from those who have imprisoned her. Thank you, both of you. With that reassurance, I will do all I can to oppose the Colonel's demands. Have you any other requests, Your Majesty? The gospel still has to be dealt with. And I don't think we should just leave you here. I appreciate your sentiment, Estelle, but the present state of affairs is not contingent upon my freedom or imprisonment. The gospel shall continue to weigh heavily on my mind for a great many reasons. For my part, I will attempt to ascertain the Colonel's true intentions with it. Okay. Wow, what a totally awesome person. Super nice, but with a seriously strong will. I hope I'm even 1/10 that cool when I get old. Cool, did you actually just call the Queen that? Still, she definitely has what it takes to govern a whole country. Yeah, I really want to stop this coup thingy and help her. That's definitely outside of Bracer jurisdiction. Well, first things first, we can do what we can. Right, but you know, I'm still freaking out about what the Queen told us about Dad. I wonder if she's got any more tidbits she'd willing to share. Estelle and Joshua, have you finished changing? Oh yeah. Then we should return to the waiting room at once. It's already after 11 o'clock, actually. It's almost midnight. Wow, it's really that late? The Queen spoke with us for a long time. If we stay any longer, it's apt to make the guards suspicious. Right, guys, I'm going to end this episode here. It's coming up to an hour-long episode again. But thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, leave a like, and I'll catch you in the next episode when we go and save Princess Claudia. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out. Bye.